Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you today with an article from January 5th from MRC Newsbusters, America's media watchdog. And I thought this would be interesting to talk about. It says 81% of all political jokes targeted conservatives in 2023. So, wonder why conservatives are demonized? Well, if this was more like 50-50, it probably wouldn't be happening, but it's 81% in one direction. So, let us go through this. So it says throughout all of 2023, the late night comedians told a total of 9,518 political jokes, and of these, 7,729 or 81% were directed at someone or something on the right side of the political spectrum, an MRC study has found. From January 3rd through December 22nd, MRC analysts analyzed all six of the daily late night shows: Comedy Central's The Daily Show, ABC's Jimmy Kimmel Live, NBC's The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon and Late Night with Seth Meyers, CBS's The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, and The Late Late Show with James Corden until its April cancellation. Thank God for that. Because a complete breakdown of all 9,518 jokes can be found at that link there, which I'm not going to click on now because we're not going to go through 9,518 jokes. It says, but detailed below is a summary of all six shows, both collectively and individually. But first, here's a montage put together by Newsbusters media editor Bill D'Agostino that summarizes the type of jokes told in 2023 inspired by the worst late night moments of the year. We're not going to watch that because I just have no tolerance for that. Well, it says it says late night 2023 findings 552 episodes. God, I'm sorry that somebody had to watch all that. So it says of the remaining jokes, 1,601 targeted the left and 186 were directed at people, groups, or institutions not associated with either side. Additionally, 493 unique targets were joked about, 285 of which were on the right, 167 which were on the left, and 41 of which were nonpartisan. The top 10 included 9 right-leaners and only 1 left-leaner, and they were Donald Trump, so of course it was, Joe Biden, George Santos, Republicans, Ron DeSantis, Tucker Carlson, Rudy Giuliani, Mike Pence, and Kevin McCarthy and Marjorie Taylor Greene are tied for last, or I should say, I guess, 10th on the list or something. Am I reading that right? Top 10, yeah, okay. So it says, compared with the former vice president getting 205 jokes, the current vice president, Kamala Harris, is targeted for only 80 or 34 jokes. And that should be like 1,000 of these because that woman is just joke material waiting to happen. Like she is rife to be made fun of, and just nobody does it for some reason. Because when it came to congressional leadership, Republican leaders were targeted way more often than Democrats, to the tune of 338 to 9. As Mike Johnson was targeted 103 times, and he's like basically a new Speaker of the House. So that's kind of crazy already. And he's only been in the role for what, a few months at this point. There's Mitch McConnell 39 times versus Chuck Schumer, which was 9 times. Yeah, it says Mike Johnson. Yeah, it says Mike Johnson assumed the Speaker's office on October 25th. So it's been, at the time I'm recording this, just short of 3 months. Says somehow this Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries was never joked about. He's another guy that you could very easily joke about because he said a lot of dumb shit himself. In fact, he's an election denier. Don't believe me? Go look up what he said about the 2016 presidential election. It's still up on his Twitter feed. Says there are two ways to look at joke comparisons between presidential kids. Either take Donald Trump Jr.'s 136 times, Eric Trump 91 times, and Ivanka Trump 23 times as a collective to compare against Hunter Biden for a 1-to-1 ratio, or view them as four separate pieces. There's a 3-to-1 ratio. Either way, Trump's children joked about full greater numbers than Hunter at 250 to 27, or a ratio of over 9-to-1. This cable news that leans conservative was also ridiculed far more often than the liberal cable news, with a score of 179 to 18, with Fox News getting 173 jokes and Newsmax getting 6, to CNN's at 14 and MSNBC's 4. And those are two stations you could clown on all the time, too, especially MSNBC, which basically just does not report the truth and is totally cool with that. But, whatever. His conservative Supreme Court justices were also targeted more than their liberal counterparts, and not just at the 2-to-1 ratio that exists on the court, but at 64-to-1. That's Clarence Thomas 51 times. He's a favorite punching bag on the Supreme Court. Gee, I wonder why. And I'll leave it at that. Samuel Alito 4 times, Kavanaugh 4, Gorsuch 3, Amy Coney Barrett, John Roberts once, and then Alina Kagan once. Says Justice Sonia Sotomayor and Ketanji Brown Jackson escaped ridicule completely. Ketanji Brown Jackson, remember, she's the one that doesn't even know what a woman is, but she's a Supreme Court justice. Yeah. So interesting tidbits include that the squad, Reps Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and fire alarm caller Jamal Bowman had a combined 0 jokes told about them. If someone's doing what Jamal Bowman did, pulling the fire alarm, you'd think he'd be talked about or ridiculed, but nope. And AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, who say stupid crap all the time, especially AOC, nope, they'll never get talked about. Again, people that are rife for joke material. So additionally, there were more jokes told about Abraham Lincoln and his top hat than Bob Menendez, and Democratic Senator, former chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and alleged foreign agent of Egypt. Martin Van Buren, okay, Chester Arthur, and NORAD Commander Glenn Van Hook all had more jokes directed at them than the Secretary of State Anthony Blinken and disgraced former Harvard President Claudine Gay. That's ridiculous. So other than Joe Biden, no Democrat placed in the top 25. So one would have to go to Bernie Sanders, who was in 26th place to find the next lefty. Congress, as an institution, at 25, was the only other non-right leader in the top 25, and to break it down by program. And we're not going to go through every single one of these because this would just be an extremely long video to go through each of these, but you can definitely look at the article. It is linked below. But you can see how the bias is in all these late shows, and this is almost exactly why I stopped watching any of these late shows, because beforehand, as of like 2015, I was subscribed to all of their channels. I don't think Colbert was on the air or someone. Who was in charge of the show at that point? I don't even remember. I don't care either. But I was watching shows and Conan too. I didn't. I never watched Kimmel though. Actually, he was the one I didn't because I find Kimmel to be just a smug prick, and I just don't like him. Um, I don't remember who did the Late Late Show. I did have Seth Meyers. I was just subscribed there. I don't watch it very often, though. I actually never watched The Daily Show either. At any point, I've never watched it. Jimmy Fallon, I thought was funny for like some of the games that he played with the celebrities. There's that one game with like the guessing what's in the boxes or something. That's pretty funny that I like to watch. And then Corden occasionally too. And who am I? I'm missing a few of there. But like I said, Conan was usually the one where I'd go to. But then after 2015 when TDS sunk into everybody and everybody went nuts, I just was like, I'm not watching these guys because all they want to do is just rip on people who think like I do. I just don't like that. So, yeah, you can see it all here. So, let me know what you think about this. I know I didn't go through the whole thing again because it broke down everything by uh, individual things, but Kimmel's probably the one you gotta look at the most because he's just so nakedly, unbelievably, stupidly partisan, and he's not a smart guy at it either. But just let me know what you think about this in the comments below. So, like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.